Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, and right now I am in Clearwater, Florida, down at the Critical Bench compound, and I'm here hanging out with Coach Chris.
You know it.
And today we are going to discuss tips to help guys over 40 clean up their diet and get back in shape.
So today what we're going to talk about is something that Lee and I know a lot about because we are both men 40 plus. Lee just turned 40, right?
Yes, I did last year. Well,
last year, right,
well,
right before the end of the year.
Yep. Right.
I'm 43, and you know, getting older, your metabolism doesn't really work in your favor, and you got to find ways to better deal with your hunger, with your eating habits, and you got to clean things up. And so you're going to deliver the goods. You're going to give the viewers something to take, some takeaways that are really quick ways to fix their diet and get some results fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the first takeaway that I want to share with you is simply planning ahead. I mean, most people, when it comes to their diet, they don't have any plan, Chris. I mean, they're just winging it meal to meal. And the excuse is, I'm busy. I've got, you know, the work, the family, the kids, whatever. I mean, they get caught up in the whole busyness. But you need to take some time to plan ahead. And there's different ways to do this. I mean, I like to do it on a daily basis. So like once a day, I'll say, what am I going to eat? And just plan it out that day. So when I get up in the morning, I'll plan out my meals for the day. So I know what I'm going to be eating. I know what things are going to be coming up, what kind of challenges, if I'm going to be traveling, if I'm coming here to Critical Bench. I've got my day planned out already. I know what I'm going to be doing. So planning ahead, step number one. That is critical. Don't wing it, plan it.
And you can start the night before.
You could do it the night before. I mean, bottom line, it doesn't matter when you plan, just as long as you plan. That's the most important thing. Now, the second tip that I have for you is when you sit down to the meal, you want to fill up on some good quality, nutrient-dense foods. And for myself, what I do is I always start each meal with a large garden salad. Now when I say a large garden salad, I'm not talking about the little tiny house salads, that you get when you go to a restaurant.
Iceberg lettuce.
No, yeah, and a few shreds of carrot or something. No. I'm talking about a salad. So what I'll do is I get a big cake mixing bowl. That's what I have at my house. My big salad bowl is like a big cake mixing bowl, and I will fill that thing up with like a garden salad. I mean, it could be kale and lettuce and cucumber and broccoli, spinach, whatever. I mean, I'm lazy. I buy these pre-made bags of salad. I usually go to Costco and buy the great big bags of them, stock up on those things.
The kale bag.
Exactly. Yeah, that gigantic kale bag. And sometimes I'll buy a bunch of different ones and then just mix them all together. So I might have, a kale salad and then romaine lettuce and spinach and mix it all together and just have this ginormous salad. Yeah. And that's my secret weapon, because I will eat that and that will curb my appetite, give me that eating satisfaction, and basically pre-fill the belly before I get into the more calorie-dense stuff. After the salad, then I move into my protein. So it could be, your meat, your chicken, your fish, your eggs, whatever it is. I'll always have my protein after the veggies. And then I'll get into the starchy carbs. So it could be, your pasta, your rice, your potatoes, your yams, whatever that happens to be. But eating in that order, pre-fill with the veggies, then have the protein, and then you have less room for the carbohydrates. So you can still enjoy the carbs, but you're not overeating them.
You've already satiated your appetite
absolutely.
To probably 70 to 90%.
That's right.
So the capacity to eat a lot of those carbs is just not there.
Yeah. Versus if I started with the carbohydrates first, then you're going to overeat them, especially if they're tasty carbohydrates like pasta and stuff like that. You're going to really fill yourself up with that. Not the best if you're trying to lose some body fat.
That's absolutely right. That's a great tip, and I have been following that tip to a certain extent. Okay. Sometimes I put the lean meat right on the salad.
Sure.
Kind of mix it together, but it absolutely helps curb the appetite.
Yeah, and just if you're eating out in a restaurant, I mean, you could start off with a garden salad and have a chopped up chicken breast mixed in with that. Yeah. I mean, that gets you your protein and your veggies right there all in one.
Yeah, Absolutely. So what's number 3? What's the third tip?
The number 3 tip, and this one is a big one, and it can apply even if you're not following any diet, and that is slow down and just pace yourself when you're eating. I mean, we are often guilty of just woofing down the food. I mean, have you ever, like, you're hungry, you're starving, you're woofing down the food as fast as you can?
The guy running the camera does that. The guy running the camera right now does that. He's done before I'm even halfway through. Yeah.
Slow down, and this will give your body time to actually enjoy the food you're eating, chew it up, enjoy the flavors, and this will satisfy your hunger. So that will help to control your appetite because you're not eating as much. You're actually getting more eating satisfaction from less food.
It takes about 20 minutes or so, right, for your body to recognize if you're satiated or not.
The signal to go from the belly to the brain to say, hey, I'm actually full. So try and stretch your meals out to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Put the fork down in between bites. Don't just keep shoveling it like a conveyor belt.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. People do, because we're living in fast times.
Oh, man.
So people are eating just because they're like, I got to get to the next thing. I'm just going to eat as fast as I can, even if they're at home and can actually relax. And to add to that too, I'll just say, have a nice big glass of water with you that you're consuming while you're eating, because that helps your digestion.
It does.
Helps everything, but it also helps fill the gaps a little bit and expands that food a little in your belly. And it will help fill you up faster as well.
And that's a great way. So you could have a bite of food, put the fork down, chew it up, have a sip of water, enjoy it, and then take your next bite and just stretch out that meal. And you will actually get more eating satisfaction from less food, less total calories in, and it's a great way to fix a broken diet.
Man, I love that. It's great.
It can apply for men over 40, but it can apply for anybody. But the older you get, like 40, 50s, 60s, as you get older, your metabolism slows down. So this is when these tips can really come into play to help keep things in check.